Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, February 10th, 2025. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral. And with me today is Sunshine Cathedral's executive minister, he's also my husband, Bishop Robert Griffin, and Sunshine Cathedral's minister of connections, the Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Sunshine Cathedral's minister of education, the Reverend Kevin Tisdall. Visit sunshinecathedral.org. sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about our progressive faith community and how you can be part of it no matter where you live in the world. And if you live in South Florida, be sure to check out the Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts, offering entertainment for the LGBTQ+ community to benefit the LGBTQ+ community. Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. In 2025, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots Magazine, the 5th anniversary of Queer News Tonight, and we produced the 25th anniversary of Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th. We're the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. If you enjoy the Queer God Squad, please share this or other episodes with your friends, family, and social media communities. This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Can you pray the gay away? Or do prayers extinguish flames? In response to the brutal fires that ravaged Los Angeles and its environs in early January, Pope Francis prayed, quote, "May Our Lady of Guadalupe intercede for everyone to be a witness of hope," end quote. How many prayers were said, thought, sung, chanted, read, or drummed as LA burned? Did the prayers help? If so, what makes us think so? And why must we pray when disaster strikes? Are the gods unaware of our sorrow until we call the deity hotline? And what about other flames? People who've tried to pray their same-sex attractions away. Of course, such attractions are good and can lead to life-giving, joyful relationships. But apart from that, prayer has an abysmal record of transforming flaming queens into Mr. Brady from the Brady Bunch. Oh wait, that's a bad example. Dad Brady was portrayed by flaming Queen Robert Reed. Well, he was gay anyway. Abraham Heschel wrote, "Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, or mend a broken bridge, or rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will." What exactly is the purpose of prayer? What does it actually accomplish? And what place might it have in a queer person's life? Well, this is, I think, the journey for lifelong people of faith. If you're new to it, you're bringing less baggage. You've had a profound experience and you want to explore that, or you found a loving community and you want to be part of that, or you've heard some interesting ideas and you want to, research that a little bit. But if you grew up in a faith community, then you were told, this is the question you can ask and here's the answer to it. And if they got you early, they're splashing the water on before you even know any words, and you're in your little Christian gown and all you can do is cry. Here comes the water. And so you're being indoctrinated, honestly, from birth. Well, then if you find out that isn't what you've been indoctrinated to, isn't really healthy for your self-esteem. It really isn't healthy for your relationships. It isn't even healthy for you because it doesn't allow you to explore honestly and then express honestly what you discover about yourself in the world. And so people who have to say, oh, wow, I was completely Catholic, I was completely Mormon, I was completely Pentecostal, I was completely Christian Science, I was completely whatever, and now I have to rethink things because I've found out I'm gay, I've found out I'm trans, I've found out I'm bi, I've worked it out, and there's not a place for me in this place that told me they were the only place to be.
Yeah.
But now they're telling me I can't be there. I have to change, but I've learned that I can't change. And so now what? And so usually people turn to prayer. And what I think a lot of people, they're praying, God fix me, God fix me, God fix me. And what happens is they either stay miserable because they don't get fixed, or they lie about getting fixed and then ruin a lot of lives, or they discover that what they are is good. and part of divine diversity, and then they find joy and health and happiness, which was my experience. And so, but the prayer doesn't change your sexuality.
No.
It can make you, you can choose to be celibate, you can choose to lie, you can choose to celebrate, but you're still what you are. And just like you can pray for a broken bridge, but until you pick up a hammer, that bridge, nothing's happening. And the same with medicine. Yes, there is such a thing as spontaneous healing. And yes, your body is always trying to maintain itself and be, if you cut your finger, immediately your body's trying to heal the cut. That's true. Sometimes your body needs help. The environment is so toxic, or the genetics have been so, that you've got this dominant gene or. And so you need medicine to navigate all that. And we can credit the medicine to divine wisdom. We can say, well, God is the wisdom and the intelligence that, is operating through the scientists and the researchers and the practitioners and whatnot. Right. But in any case, a lot of praying people died before penicillin.
Yeah.
Right.
And then a lot of praying people survived.
Right.
A lot of praying people died before protease inhibitors. And then praying people started to survive. A lot of praying people died before organ transplants. And then a lot of praying people survived. So, do you see? And yes, so maybe somebody's liver was just magically, miraculously healed. But that was not consistent enough for us to sell that as hope for everybody.
Yeah.
Now, we've got the skill. And we can still credit that to God if we want to. That makes us feel better. But prayer doesn't seem to change fundamentals. And prayer alone doesn't seem to do much. And so I'm sort of the school of thought that prayer changes you.
Yeah.
And then you can change things. Not change your makeup, not change your, but it will change your attitude. It will change what you expect. It will change how you respond. And then you have a whole new skill set. Then you have a whole new power. So for me, prayer is about changing your mind.
Yeah.
And then once your mind is healthy, once you can access the power of your mind, then you can do amazing things. I mean, people who are missing limbs who become professional athletes, people who had brain damage, but they've gone on to be in politics or academia, people who were victimized by somebody, but they just walk down the streets with confidence and, they won't let the past ruin their future. So your mind is powerful, and prayer works on your mind, and that's where the power is. Prayer is not asking a genie out there to grant wishes.
Yeah.
And until we get to that place, I think prayer is very disappointing and sometimes even toxic.
Yeah. For me, prayer was a journey. It really was. As a child, you had that kind of image of and I use this frequently, a Santa God, where you would pray for certain things, and if you were good, you might get them, and if you weren't good, well, then you probably wouldn't get them. To realizing that this isn't working. This just doesn't work. And now adult me can use prayer. There's different ways of praying, but centering prayer, reading scriptures, and just kind of focusing on that. To me, it's not really so much about asking for anything. It's just bringing myself back to who I am, to what is available. And honestly, when I'm doing centering prayer, it's a reminder that there is love around me. And if we think of the divine, if we think of God as love, that's a connection. That is prayer.
I was thinking about the first prayer I was ever taught.
Yeah.
And of course, it was, now lay me down to sleep. I
Yeah.
about my soul to keep. And then the second prayer I was ever taught was, bless this food that we're about to eat for the nourishment of our body. Those are the two prayers I was taught as a kid. I mean, of course, we're going to the Lord's Prayer and all the other.
Right.
But because without that prayer, there would be no iron and protein and vitamin B.
Of course,
Right? But I heard the same prayer.
It was empowered.
My dad prayed that prayer.
empowered.
Bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies, and our bodies to the ongoing of thy service.
And so I just kind of mindful that, for me, life began with prayer. My mother taught me those prayers.
Yes.
My mom would taught me those prayers. And so, and I would always fast like, well, there was a prayer for bedtime, there was a prayer for food, but there's not a prayer for getting up in the morning. So there was no time to pray when we got up in the morning. We just got up and started doing it.
God, don't let me miss this bus.
And that's the
Pretty
prayer.
much, that's the prayer.
Don't let me oversleep. But it was kind of funny. But anyway, I think when I think about childhood prayer, prayers of childhood, prayers of young adulthood, prayers of adulthood, prayers that now at this age of my life, my prayers have shifted over my lifetime to fit whatever situation I was going through. And it was more about praying now, getting through situations, understanding situations, enlightening the situation. What do I need to learn from these situations? And that really does become a life of prayer. And that when we think about it, it is a life of prayer, because if as I often tell some people, if God, it is true that there's a God because God does not answer all my prayers. If God answered all my prayers, we would have a whole lot fewer people around. But I'm just thankful that how I pray my life, and my life is a life of prayer, is about being intentional, is about focus, is about being specific about some things also. And, you know, the whole thing, well, God just bless me. I don't know. Let's get specific about what I need. And that. So, but I do think of life as a prayer. Life has been intentional, focused, and ongoing.
Right.
I think that a lot of times when we're in the midst of a disaster, we pray because we remember that we're not alone, that there is a help out there. It may be a mystical help, or it may be that firefighter that's coming down the block. But I think that when we're stressed, if we have been indoctrinated to pray, then we're going to pray. And we were talking at another roundtable about Troy Perry and how he was always specific about what he was talking about. We at Sunshine Cathedral do the same thing. Bishop Watkins does it often from the pulpit, and he did it recently where he said, say a prayer, take a pill. If one doesn't work, the other will. And there's a couple others that I love that we do.
I got
here.
an email, by the way.
Oh, good. I hope you got love email about that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The other one that I use almost every Sunday when I'm preaching at assisted living facilities, and that is that what God does for us, God does through us. We are God's hands on earth, so we need to go out there and do it. So if by praying we remember that there's something else that we should be doing, then the prayer is effective. And it's not effective until we get up off our butts and do something. So while prayer may not be a magic elixir, it at least starts moving the syntax, starts moving the brain.
Troy Perry used to say, you have to get up off your blessed assurance. Let's get off your blessed assurance and do something. But it's true. And it's true that what God does for us, God does through us. And some people say, well, then it's just you doing it. Okay, I'm fine with that.
I accept that.
All right.
But if you need to believe that impulse to do it, and the energy to do it, and the joy you feel in the doing of it, if you want to credit that to God, great. Also that. I don't really have time to argue the philosophy, the philosophical points that can't be proven anyway. But I do, and I say this a lot of times to people, that don't pray prayers you're not willing to be the answers to.
Yes.
So whether it's me telling myself to do something differently, or me telling myself to allow people to help me, or whether I'm asking the universe to somehow show up for me in a new way, whatever it is, if I'm not willing to participate, if I'm not willing to be part of the solution, then I'm probably wasting the prayer. Prayer is communion with the divine.
I like that.
And even if the divine is a concept, an idea, an archetype, still you are becoming one with that, with your idea of wholeness. You're becoming one with your idea of beauty. You're becoming one idea with your idea of resilience. So whether there is a God out there, a God in here, or no God at all, but what God represents is still part of us. That's theology. That's God talk. Those are questions and possible answers, and that's the journey. You do you. And if you're doing it right, you're going to change your mind about 30 times. But and I've said before, if I didn't believe in God, I would believe in prayer. In fact, I have more confidence in what I believe about prayer than I have confidence in what I believe about God. Because I can't show you God, I can't prove God, and I've thought a million different things about God. So but I also have a track record with prayer of feeling better because of prayer, of being more focused or less afraid because of prayer, of being able to do more, I believe anyway, because I'd been praying. So I'm actually more confident about prayer than I am about anyone that one might be praying to. Because my prayers are rarely to anybody or anything. My prayers are affirmations. My prayers are silence. My prayers are gratitude. My prayers are wishing for other people to do well, to do their best, to have what they need. So my prayers are rarely, please Santa, give me. And it's certainly never, please Marquis to God, hit me one more time.
Please don't hurt me.
So for me, prayer is more important than whatever you believe about who might be listening.
Amen.
Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, we want to invite you to join Sunshine Cathedral on a wonderful travel experience and help our mission for our community. Join us on the Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise. This unique 3-day cruise will sail from Miami on the $1 billion and ultra-deluxe 170,000-ton MSC Seascape on November 2nd, 2025. The cruise is for the Florida AIDS Walk. Your participation helps 13 vital beneficiaries in our community. The cruise is an incredible value starting at just $199 and is also a fundraiser for the Sunshine Cathedral. Parties, special events, and more aboard, including a special unlimited beverage and open bar with Wi-Fi for all 3 days for just $68. We invite you to join us on this amazing cruise for fun, this vital cruise for good.
We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBT community is talking about. Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together.
We all are in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.